Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers. Today we're coming at you from the Lake Meredith Recreation Area. It's a national recreation area.
It's about 20 miles or so north of Amarillo, and this is our second time to stay here. And today, first of all, let us just tell you there are flint quarries here, and
Yes.
it's the national park. This is a national monument. The information center for that is what you would expect. We do have a separate video just about that. But this video is going to focus on camping options around Lake Meredith National Recreation Area. Because, like I said, this is our second time here, and if you've not been here, it's a little bit, it's a lot to take in. Let's just say that.
And we haven't taken it all in. We're going to use a cheat sheet here.
Well, what we're going to do is let's talk about the west side of the lake. The lake runs pretty much from northeast to southwest. We have not gone over and looked at any of those campgrounds. There are 4 that I see. There's Bugbee, Chimney Hollow, Blue Creek Bridge, which is off-road vehicle area, so you can take your off-road vehicles over there. The Blue West does have a boat ramp, and Lower Plum Creek and Upper Plum Creek. So those are the camping areas. The Lower Plum Creek, Upper Plum Creek, and Chimney Hollow, well, and the off-road, the Blue Creek, are all going to be on non-paved roads to access those camping areas. We've not been there. We don't know.
But I would bet the rangers at the Elevates Quarries National Monument can tell you a lot about it.
Or the park headquarters is actually in the town of Fritch, and you can pick up information there as well, and they can tell you specifically. But none of those on that west side have water, flush toilet, showers. There's basically, I am assuming you're going to have vault toilets because we're in a kind of less established camp. We're in a camping area.
Yes.
But I tell you, this is free camping unless you have a site that has water and electric.
Yes.
And then we're getting to that in just a second. But that kind of takes care of that west side. There's one boat ramp over there, and then a variety of camping options. And so, let's go to the northern part there across the dam at Sanford is a picnic area, a canoe kayak area. There's a little fishing pier. You will need a fishing license, and it also says that's a scuba diving area.
So
but there is no camping there.
At Spring Creek.
At Spring Creek. You can go there and explore, which we did, but there is no camping. So, coming down the east side, there are 2 places within this National Recreation Area where you can fill your fresh water, and there are dump stations. There are 2. One is at
Sanford-Yake,
and the other is
at Fritch Fortress, where we stayed.
And there are boat launch areas there as well. At Sanford-Yake, like we said, that is the one that does have water and electric sites. If you are going to stay in those, you do need to make reservations. And the website does give you that phone number, or I feel relatively certain you could go to recreation.gov, since this is a national recreation area, and go on and make those reservations. You will be parking on gravel unless you have water and electric, and those are concrete pads, but you're driving on asphalt to the gravel parking spot. And we
would suggest, maybe it was the Cedar Canyon, you be careful if you're in an RV, before you drive down a little dirt, where was it?
That was in the Sanford-Yake. most of those, yeah, any of these, you're going to want to kind of scout a little bit. But Sanford-Yake's, there were a couple of places where you could pull off where there are camping spots, but there's no loop at the end of that. So you want to look at that.
Yes.
The up with the Sanford-Yake's is Cedar Canyon, which Mylena was talking about. And there is, at Sanford-Yake's and Fritch Fortress, there are flush toilets and showers. But the Cedar Canyon is kind of a little offshoot there as you're going to the Sanford-Yake's. And that is where you're going to go past two huge parking lots. Those are for boats, boat trailers.
Yes.
And even though they may be empty, there are signs that specifically say no camping. There is also a ranger station as you're going into the Cedar Canyon Sanford-Yake's camping area. And the rangers have been patrolling. We've loved seeing that. But want to let you know, unless you want to knock on your door, go the Cedar Canyon, you're actually parking down on a beach area.
Yes.
It's hard packed. We drove around on it, and there was a bus, a schoolie out there, and there was a big fifth wheel toy hauler parked right out there. So it's hard packed. Can't promise after rain what it'll be, but that's that area. Fritch Fortress, which we've stayed in a couple of times, like we said, has a dump station, potable water, and flush toilets and shower. You are parking on asphalt, but they are just kind of pull-off sites. And there are also pull-off sites there by the restroom.
Yes.
Where we saw a large fifth wheel one night.
We could not fit in any of the spaces
that were available. He could have fit in the space we were in, but we were there. There was a truck camper in another one that he could have fit in. But there are about a dozen sites there. So they're not perfectly level, but you can level. For most of them, you can get level. There are a couple that it would be more of a challenge, so tent camping might be a better option. But it is a nice area.
We had a gorgeous view.
But the ranger that I talked to told me it is the windiest site. And I mean, every night we had everything chalked really well, but we could hear the wind and feel the slight shift because it was strong wind.
And he also told us, and this is just an FYI for you, that the lake is deceptive. That they sometimes in this wind get waves that are 7 feet high. And that's on a lake.
Yeah, and it is a large lake. You do not realize how large it is when you're up on the bluffs looking out on it, but it is large. And then the town of Fritch, there are like 3 gas stations, a Subway, a Dairy Queen, a grocery store.
And a little burger place.
Every dollar store you could want, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar. But there's not a lot of other stuff there. But coming on south, there is Harbor Canyon, and there are mountain bike trails there, hiking trails, a boat ramp as well. And then coming on down where the Alabates Visitor Center is, the quarry that's there, as you're going in, and that's really how we decided on where we're camping now, is you get to a certain, once you turn off of Highway 136 going into Fritch, you turn on Cass Johnson Road, you get to a point where it splits, and to the right is where you go on down to the Visitor Center for the quarries, and to the left it had McBride Canyon. And so once again, while I was visiting with this ranger, I asked him about it because it too shows that you are no longer on paved roads. And he said, in the rig you're in, you're going to be fine. Not a problem. And talked to another guy. And as you come, we're going to show you video of this. As you come off the pavement, there is a McBride house that was built in 18 something. That is like 1/10 of the mile off of the pavement.
Yes.
And there is a big area over there. And what we did, we pulled over and parked, got our bikes out, and then went to see where the camping was, because I knew I had room to turn around there if we needed to make different plans. And within a half a mile of leaving the pavement, you're going to pass two separate little camping areas on your left, and each of those have about 3 spots. This is dry camping. There are vault toilets that are really nice. There are trash cans. There are trash cans throughout all of these.
We're here, we were here on Easter, and we're here today, the day after. Some of the trash cans are packed full.
Well, they had Easter egg. There were huge family gatherings. Some of these are covered picnic tables. Free camping, folks. And, you know, they'd had big family gatherings out here. But then there's a Class A down here. He did scout out before he came down. We will tell you, there is another camping area at Mullinaw Creek, but it is way on down the dirt road, and one of the people told me there are steep inclines and stuff going down there. We saw a trailer coming from that direction, so he evidently had made it. He was probably about a 30-foot. I would not try it. Would not try it at all. There are a couple of more secluded spots on down from us. We're not going to give you the GPS coordinates, because if you're going to go there, you need to go scout it out and see if it looks like something that you could fit into. But there are numerous campgrounds around. I'm going to be showing you, or have shown you, the description from the National Park Service about each of these. And like we said, if you have any specific questions about any of these, or you want the specific GPS coordinates, the National Park Service can help you with that. We actually don't have service here, so I'm not going to be able to put that on the screen. But
this is the Lake Meredith Elevates Flint Quarries little pamphlet. It has a bunch of information that's available at the National Monument.
You may be able to look at it online as well. It does have the map that shows where all of these parks are located. There is a separate little pamphlet that has Lake Meredith campgrounds, and I've been showing you both of these. And so those are the ones that you may want to try and download before you come, just so you have a little better idea. We've shown you video of the ones we went to and checked out. But this is a beautiful place for a lot of free camping, and there are regulations about how many days you can stay, etc.
And just as a word of warning, sort of, I would be a bit hesitant to camp here in the summer.
Even with hookups, you're going to be out in the middle of the sun. Those are going to be pretty toasty.
And so, there are snakes in the area.
Honestly, if you are planning to be in this area in the summer, you might check with the rangers, find out where there's some shaded camping, and bring generators to run your AC. But
the nights will be cool.
Yeah, it's been actually this, like she said, we're the second week in April, and we've gotten down in the 30s some.
Yes.
And so we've been pulling cover, but afternoons are short sleeve weather, definitely. But when we first came to this area, we had no idea. I just knew there were a lot of campgrounds, and you either had asphalt flush toilets and showers, or you're on dirt roads, and I didn't know which was which. And so hopefully this video has given you some information, or at least some questions to address to the rangers, because I think we've exhausted it. Thanks for watching
Two Tired Teachers.